My ex said I'd never find better, so I married his brother. My ex Jeremy broke up with me at our college graduation party, telling everyone I was starter girlfriend material and would never upgrade. His whole fraternity laughed while I stood there in my cap and gown, completely humiliated. He actually said no quality guy would ever want someone as basic and clingy as me. His twin brother Edwin drove me home that night and kept apologizing for Jeremy's behavior. We'd always gotten along during family dinners, but I never thought of him as anything more than my boyfriend's nicer brother. I spent the summer focusing on myself, got a promotion at my marketing job, started CrossFit 5 times a week, learned pottery at the community center. For the first time in 2 years, I wasn't constantly worried about saying the wrong thing or being too much. Each day, I felt myself shedding the version of me Jeremy had tried to shrink. The more I lifted weights, spun clay, or nailed a client presentation, the more I realized I wasn't basic. I was strong, capable, and worth so much more than the scraps of attention he used to toss my way. Edwin and I kept texting throughout the summer. It started innocently. He helped me move apartments, then we'd send random memes back and forth. He'd remember details about my pottery classes and actually ask how my projects turned out. Unlike Jeremy, who never listened to anything I said. One evening over Chinese takeout at my new place, Edwin admitted he'd had a crush on me for months, but never acted because of Jeremy. He said watching his brother dismiss my feelings and treat me like I was lucky to be with him was torture. He'd wanted to say something so many times, but didn't want to cause family drama. We started dating in secret that fall. Edwin was everything Jeremy wasn't. He actually showed up when he said he would, remembered my work presentations, and never made me feel like I was asking for too much by wanting basic respect. The sneaking around was stressful, but also thrilling. We'd meet at coffee shops across town, go hiking in neighboring counties, have movie nights at my apartment. Edwin wanted to tell his family, but I was terrified of the fallout. After 4 months together, Edwin told me he was falling in love with me. Not the desperate, insecure version of myself I'd been with Jeremy, but the confident woman I was becoming. He said he wanted everyone to know how amazing I was. That Christmas, we decided to go public. Edwin proposed 2 weeks before the family gathering. Not some elaborate Instagram-worthy moment, but while we were making breakfast together on a random Tuesday. He said he couldn't wait another day to start planning our future. At the family Christmas dinner, Jeremy showed up with his new girlfriend, some Instagram fitness model. He immediately started making these passive-aggressive comments about how some people just can't move on and how I probably spent my holidays alone eating ice cream. When their mom mentioned Edwin seemed really happy lately, Jeremy laughed and said Edwin needed to stop being so picky and desperate. He actually said, and I quote, "My reject ex-girlfriend is still single, so maybe Edwin's standards are finally low enough." That's when Edwin stood up, took my hand, and announced we'd been together for months and were engaged. The silence at that table was deafening. Jeremy's face went through about 5 different emotions: confusion, anger, disbelief, then this weird, jealous rage. He started yelling about how this was some revenge plot against him, how I was just using Edwin to get back at him. Edwin calmly told Jeremy that not everything was about him, and that maybe if he'd treated me better, I would have never realized what I was missing. We got married 6 months later in a small ceremony. Jeremy didn't come, obviously, but the rest of Edwin's family was incredibly supportive. His mom even told me she'd always hoped I'd become part of their family officially, just not the way she originally expected. The best part? Jeremy tried sliding into my DMs right before our wedding, saying he'd made a mistake and wanted me back. I screenshot it and sent it to Edwin, and we both just laughed. 2 years later, we're still happily married. Jeremy is still cycling through Instagram models, and I've never been more grateful for that humiliating graduation party. Sometimes the worst breakup leads you exactly where you're supposed to be.